is the Optical Bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Bonjour, it's Saturday morning, April 13th. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot, and welcome to GMV Express. Now, I am so excited about today's show because we have a conversation with Vail Mountain School and the cast of Beauty and the Beast. Plus, Chris Romer gives us the updates on what we can expect from the Vail Valley Partnership. And then Emily Davis, a nutritionist, she's going to show us how to take a meal and make it count. So all of that is happening, and it starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on 92? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on Mountain Perspectives and our expanded Spanish programming block. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website, tv8vail.com.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television program that helps veterans find jobs and transition back into civilian life. Hi everyone, I'm Gigi Stone Woods. I'm truly honored to host this vital program. Reach out to the opportunities you see on this program by logging on to our website, hiringamerica.net, and by following us on social networking sites such as Twitter. We'll keep that information available throughout the broadcast and on our website 24/7. Now, let's get down to business.
Good morning, Vail.
There's a lot happening around the Valley, especially right now. We are at the start of Q2 of 2024. Kevin had a conversation with Chris Romer about their partnerships and all that's upcoming and planned for the Valley. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. There's a lot of resources here in the Valley for small businesses, individuals, and one of those partnerships is the Vail Valley Partnership. I'm joined today on the couch with the president, CEO of the Vail Valley Partnership, Mr. Chris Romer.
It's great to be here.
It's great to always have you. There's so much going on in the Valley, so much legislation that you're working on right now. I don't know how you keep it straight. I get your emails twice a day, everything that's going on with the Vail Valley Partnership. You know, and for those of you who don't know, the Vail Valley Partnership acts as our Chamber of Commerce, but also as our legislative arm out there working on things like short-term rental and all those different things that we're very concerned about as residents and workers here in the Valley.
Yeah, and things that we really should be worried about. One of our strategic priorities is to represent business interest and community interest with government. And unfortunately, sometimes the people in Denver aren't well versed in the impacts that their legislation might have on different parts of the state. It's certainly well intended, and it's certainly not partisan. There's bad legislation and good legislation that comes from both sides of the aisle. But we really do watch out for the interest of our community at the state capitol. So we were chatting a little bit off camera, and there's just a number of bills that are coming up as we near the end of the session that would have major negative impacts on our businesses. And when we have negative impacts on our businesses, it affects jobs, it affects tourism, it affects the ability to provide workforce housing. So all of that to say it affects our people and our community members. So we do try to keep an eye on that. I hope I don't send 2 emails a day. But
No, we do try to keep email twice a day.
We do try to keep people updated.
Yeah. Well, you get me all fired up on stuff, and it's like, yeah, because we do care about our community. There's a lot of issues that we're addressing, and some of those fall right into that short-term rental bill that can solve a lot of things here for us in the Valley.
Yeah. Without getting too much into the weeds, there's a few different short-term rental bills, and we need to remember that when we talk about short-term rentals, what we really think about is the townhome or duplex in our neighborhood, in our workforce neighborhood where we live, and the impacts that has. But 90% or more of our short-term rentals are in the commercial core. They're in Beaver Creek, they're in Bachelor Gulch, they're in Vail Village and Lions Head, and that fuels our entire economy. So we really need to have a balance. Our view and my view on the short-term rentals is that they are best managed at a local level. It's almost impossible for the state of Colorado to have a one-size-fits-all solution that impacts ski communities the same as the Front Range or the Western Slope or the Eastern Plains.
Right.
These are very different economic regions with very different impacts, and the one-size-fits-all is almost by definition going to break one of those regions.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. That's something that has to be managed by the local community, because how else is it going to be managed? With the eyes on it from a global standpoint, it's not going to work. So I'm with you on that. We agree on pretty much, I think, everything.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know. One of the things, though, that a lot of our viewers and even residents here in the Valley don't understand is the Eagle Air Alliance and what that is.
Yeah, the EGE Air Alliance, the Eagle Air Alliance, is a group that's been around for over 20 years. And we work with the airport, we work with our municipalities and the county, and we work to recruit airlines to fly into Eagle County Regional Airport. So we have 2 new flights this summer, one from Chicago and one from Houston. Those new flights will start in June. They will fly in on Friday night and Saturday night, and they will depart on Saturday morning and Sunday morning. So we'll have really good connectivity. And the nice thing about those two markets is you can access pretty much anywhere, right? You have connections through Chicago, connections through Houston, to go to the southeast, to go to the Midwest or the Northeast or the East Coast. So it really opens up and provides a lot more options for our locals, and it helps bring in more visitors during the summer months. So we're really excited about that. The EGE Air Alliance itself, to more directly answer your question, Kevin, it's a public-private partnership administered by Vail Valley Partnership, and we have local towns and county, and we have hoteliers and business owners who serve on that board to provide that guidance, and we research markets, and we go out and work closely with our other local entities such as the Eagle Valley Transportation Authority, and we go visit headquarters for airlines and go sit down with Southwest in Dallas and sit down with United in Chicago and pitch them on flying here. These flights don't just come. Right. It's a long effort. It's a long tail game. We're working the relationships. We're representing the airport. We're selling them on the benefits of flying to Eagle County.
Yeah, and there's a lot of demographics now that are visiting even stronger the Vail Valley. I know that South American Mexican market, and a lot of those will use that Houston direct flight because that's what they have to fly into. Being that Vail or Eagle Airport is not international yet, they have to go through customs and everything in Houston. And that's going to make it really easy on that demographic to get here.
That's right. Increasing the access from Mexico and South America is a really big deal. And we have had that in the winter for years and years. And increasing that access in the summer, and that it just makes it easier. And travel inherently is a little bit of a challenge. It's hard. People are making a commitment, a financial commitment, a time commitment, et cetera. So the easier we can make it on them to get here, the easier we can make it for them to come here and spend and support our local communities and our local economy.
Yeah, that South American market, I've speaking to them throughout the winter, and typically those are large families that are here for a long length of stay. So it's great for the hospitality industry to have them in the valley. And I know talking to them about, hey, the winter is great here, but you got to come back for the summertime. A lot of them are very excited, so I'm sure that's going to get a lot of action.
Yeah, the summer months, we all know the old saying, you come for the winter, you stay for the summer, and there's truth to that. And we have seen an increase in international visitation during the summer months. It's not quite like it is during the winter or quite like it is during Easter week.
Right.
But it has increased and will steadily increase as long as we continue to be welcoming and we continue to make it as easy as possible. And hopefully we will have an international terminal at the EGE.
I heard a rumor about that.
Yeah, it's in the works.
Yeah.
There's some hurdles and some aspects, but we have support from Customs and Border Patrol. We have support from our federal delegation, and we just received some grant funding through congressionally designated spending to help offset some of the costs. So there's still some T's to be crossed and I's to be dotted.
Right.
But there's a high likelihood we'll have an international terminal within the next couple of years.
Well, and all the benefits that come from that, obviously flights being able to come in direct from South America, but also the jobs that are going to be created.
The airport itself has a huge impact. So the physical airport and the jobs at the airport, the jobs at all of the service providers at the airport, and then the fact, as you said, not just for international guests, but we have a lot of data and research that shows the guests who fly into Eagle County Regional Airport are our most loyal guests. They come more often, they stay longer, and they spend more. And when we talk about visitation and we talk about tourism, that's really the goal. We want people, our most loyal guests, to be able to come more, spend more, stay longer, rather than having mass marketing that brings in volume. We want that we certainly need some volume, but we want the quality of guests who stay longer and spend more money. That supports us during the midweek periods. It supports us during the off-peak periods. There's a ton of benefits, and the economic impacts of that airport is tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely. As we build that summer season up, then our workers are going to be less seasonal and more full-time, which gets back to the whole we need more housing, we need all the other things. So
it does cascade, doesn't it?
But so with the transition of the seasons now, I know in the hospitality industry we get ready to transition from winter to summer and spring. What does that mean for the Vail Valley Partnership? Is there a transitional period that you go through, or is it kind of business as usual year round?
For us, it's business as usual. We're very steady. We have a lot of workforce programs that launch around this time of year, management essentials and taking the leads, and industry groups and C-suite groups and women in business groups, all designed to convene and connect people and give people the opportunity to grow their network and have professional development opportunities. So we stay pretty busy through that spring season into the summer. You know, if we have a slow time, it's really when everyone is super busy. It's around Christmas, it's around 4th of July, when our members in the business community, from hospitality to professional services, they're busy with guests or busy servicing their professional development clients, professional service clients, and so those are the only real kind of slower times for us. Otherwise, we're pretty steady Eddie.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Chris, for coming on today. A lot of great programs, a lot of great support for the community, the people that work and live here in the Valley, and for those visitors coming in from the outside to just experience what we have to offer here in the Vail Valley. I appreciate you coming on today.
It's always a pleasure to come on.
We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Next up, we've got a special duo from two of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
And the songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley, and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
It is Make Meals Count Day, so we had a conversation with nutritionist Emily Davis about a meal that you can make for dinner and then stretch it into lunch the next day. Let's take a look.
Welcome back. Right now I'm here with Emily Davis of Whole Essentials Nutrition. She's got a great recipe for us for back to school, for those busy nights. Emily, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to share this with you. Like you said, it's back to school, and so I came up with a couple of different recipes a quick and easy family dinner that can be then turned into an easy school lunch for the kids.
Which, what more could we want, especially since everything you make is healthy and simple. In fact, you are a holistic nutritionist. Tell me about that.
Yes, so holistic meaning kind of whole body. I can't just think of like the food, even though that's my my passion, my focus, but I have to think of all the other parts of someone's health and wellness when I counsel with people. So yeah, I mean, this is what I love to do, to share recipes and to show people how quick and easy it can be. You mentioned like healthy. These are gluten-free, dairy-free recipes. And I'll go over some of the things that maybe if someone is allergic to eggs, there are eggs in this recipe, but you could make a substitution for that too. So yeah.
So let's dig
Easy.
right in. What do you have for us?
So the easy, quick family dinner is a chicken Caesar salad, Caesar-esque, because I'm adding some vegetables to it. So I've got romaine here, I'm adding some kale, we're gonna make a Caesar dressing, I'm adding some pepita seeds, those are pumpkin seeds if you've never had those before, and then some tomato. I have pre-cooked the chicken. We didn't really have time for that, but this is so quick and easy too. So I did this in an Instant Pot, 8 minutes. If they're fresh chicken, 10 to 12. If it's frozen chicken, if you've got something in the freezer to throw in. If you had a slow cooker, that would be great too. Just put it in the morning of, come home, it's done. Or do this the night before. I mean, don't overcomplicate things.
Do you add anything to it when you put it in the crock pot or the Instapot? Do you add chicken broth or water or seasonings?
This time I did, but you don't have to. Really, it's just the water underneath, a little bit of salt. This time I added a little bit of veggie broth, but you don't need to, because we're gonna add the dressing to it. It's gonna be flavorful, so. In this case, you don't need to.
One less thing to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to jump in and show you the dressing. I am making the Caesar dressing myself. I make all of my salad dressings and sauces, marinades myself, because there just are so many added ingredients in the things that you find in the store. So for those reasons, we're doing it ourselves.
But those are the hardest, at least for me, to make. I don't know why I'm so intimidated by creating these dressings and such, because
I mean, I think it can be intimidating, but like hopefully you'll see like this is easy. So I think I've got the ingredients to display on the screen for you. I'm using olive oil, apple cider vinegar. The Caesar dressing is not Caesar without some fish sauce, salt, pepper. I'm adding some ghee, which is clarified butter, mustard powder, garlic, and egg. So there's a couple more ingredients in something like this, but most dressings that I do are maybe 3 or 4 ingredients. It really is pretty simple.
And this really is a healthier option than buying the store-bought kind.
Yes, yes. The dressings that you find in the store, they're, if you need to be gluten-free, oftentimes there are ingredients in there that contain gluten. There's preservatives, there's added sugar, there's added salt, there's all sorts of additives. Yeah, I don't want that in my body.
But if you are in a rush, you could pick that up and
absolutely
put it together even quicker.
Absolutely. You're looking for whole ingredients, you know? So again, like trying to look for the salad dressing that doesn't have those added sugars and salts and preservatives as much as possible. So a couple of eggs, a couple of garlic cloves. I'm putting all of these things in the blender with the avocado oil last, because we're going to emulsify it. So a little bit of salt.
Do you need a blender for this in particular? Can you mix it up on your own, or does it really need to have the blending power?
Yes, it does, because we're going to emulsify. Good question. But you don't necessarily need something like this. If you had a handheld or immersion blender, that would be just as good. And those are, you know, $30. So yes, you do need a blender. I just need about a half a teaspoon of each of the salt and pepper. I guesstimate. You'll kind of see.
I do that as well, but not as good as you do it, I'm sure.
But I will measure just to show you I can. So apple cider vinegar goes next. We just need about a tablespoon of that. We're going to juice a lemon.
Of course, a fresh lemon is preferred.
Fresh lemon. So again, if you buy the lemon juice that's like already been juiced, or the lime, it's got preservatives in it. And it takes away from the nutritional value. So as much as possible,
and
using
I think it's
fresh.
more flavorful when you use the fresh.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're going to get a lot more flavor, a lot more nutrition.
I was having a conversation with my son who loves to cook, and maybe you can answer this for me. Do you keep your lemons in the fridge or on the counter?
I keep mine in the fridge, but if I were using them quickly, the countertop would be fine. But what did he say?
He said countertop. I was a fridge person, so we were having this debate. He said it affects the flavor if you put it in the fridge, which I hadn't heard before.
It can. I'm one person at home, so I don't always go through my produce as quickly as I need to, so I put it in the fridge. And this is going to be, so I'm adding mustard powder. This is a new bottle.
Why do you think, as a holistic nutritionist, it can be so difficult for people when approaching a healthier lifestyle, when being told to make everything homemade is better? That feels so overwhelming. So how do you help people kind of get over that hump of, oh, I don't have time for this, or this is too much?
Good question. Really good question. Because, I mean, it's something that I feel like I talk at length about with my private clients. What I would say is, like, choose one thing at a time. Choose something that you feel like you either want to improve, whether that be breakfast or like taking soda out of your diet, right? Just one thing, one substitution, one meal. Start small and then just build. Yep.
It's a good tip, but I really liked my soda, so.
I hit on a favorite, huh?
You did, but that is true, to make it a little approachable, to start small, and even those little steps, I think, can help you get some confidence and feel like you can make this work.
Absolutely. I mean, I've found it's the only way. I mean, there are some people who come to me and they're sort of the black and white, all in sort of people, like, all right, I'm going to go home and clean out my pantry tomorrow. That doesn't usually work. It doesn't usually work. So
it's nice to work with that motivation, but you're right. It can.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it can go away quickly for sure. So you're just mixing that all in.
I'm mixing all of those things, like I said, other than the avocado oil. That's going to go last. So we'll mix this. And then it's about a cup of the avocado oil that I'm adding a little bit at a time.
I think as you mix that up, we'll take a quick break and come back to finish up this recipe. And then also to have the next option, which is going to be making it as a packed lunch as well. So this is a 2-in-1 recipe. So hang tight, we'll be back right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Good
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
Just it sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No. Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Daily Flash.
I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
Good morning, Vail.
Continuing our conversation of how to stretch your meals both from a wellness perspective and a budget perspective. Let's take a look at the conclusion of that conversation with Emily Davis.
We are back with Emily Davis from Whole Essentials Nutrition, continuing this yummy, delicious, healthy recipe, easy for weeknight dinners, and you can make a lunch out of it the next day. So what do we do next?
So we've got the dressing. All you're going to do is chop up some greens, and I've got romaine and kale with me today. You could use something else besides the kale, but give it a try too if you've never used it before. It's really, really nutritious.
And I think mixing it with the lettuce also kind of helps with that heaviness and weight if you're
I think
not
so
sure
too.
about it, maybe.
I think so too. Yep. The other thing about like cooking for families and cooking for kids, I hear this all the time. My kids are picky. They won't eat that. I can't do that. They need to be, you need to sort of create the expectation that they're going to see new foods on the dinner table, and, you know, without pressuring them into trying things, just, you know, you have them there for them to eat and try. You're eating it too. It just creates the expectation that they're gonna see new things.
I think that's an excellent way to approach that. Just, you're going to see new things, get ready for it, instead of, this is what we're having for dinner, so either eat it or not.
Yeah,
but I like that approach. It's very, I think, a little bit easier for kids to be like, oh, cool, something new, instead of I'm
Absolutely
not eating that.
And I think another tip I would say for kids in introducing new things is if there's a way to, like, we could take this meal apart and maybe you let them choose 3 out of the 5 foods. Again, like, no pressure. You don't want to, you know, I come from a time where it was like clean your plate sort of mentality. That's not what we want to encourage. We want them to have some control over it. And so if, like I say, if there's something that you can pick apart or present 5 things and let them choose, then they feel a lot more comfortable choosing those new things.
I think even my teenagers would like that, honestly.
I think so too.
Give them some choice. They like choice.
We all do.
So you're just going to quickly chop this up?
Yeah, so you saw
assemble.
me, yeah, like the kale, if you've never used it before, you saw me just kind of take it off the rib. And I'm just doing a quick chop, and that's probably enough for what we're doing right now. And then all I'm really adding is tomatoes and pepitas, I mentioned. And so these are cherry tomatoes. Right now, this is a great time to incorporate tomato because they're, at least where we are, they're local and seasonal and fresh.
Adds that nice pop of color, but it already looks very healthy, very hearty. And the dressing, I have to say, smells delicious. The spices in there came together well.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna add the dressing. You can do it a couple of different ways, but I'm gonna add the dressing to the chicken rather than like adding the chicken and then the dressing on top, just because we're gonna use it for wraps the next day. So I do want to incorporate it.
Oh, so that way it's a little more mixed in than
Yeah.
having the drippy dressing in the wrap.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to add the dressing. Not sure if that you can see, but what I was going for was sort of that thick emulsified.
Oh, it thickened up really well.
Yeah.
Which is why you need the blender.
You
I
do
can
need
see
the
it now.
blender for this one. So let's start with this and just kind of mix it in.
And that way you get the dressing, the flavor, but not the mess.
Exactly. And I do think the flavor of the dressing does, you get a little bit more of it with the chicken. So I do like it this way. And that seems to be, everyone's a little bit different, but that looks about right to me as far as how much dressing I want with that. So for the dinner, I mean, this is all you're gonna do. Add the chicken to the greens. You can obviously do different vegetables if you wanted. Add vegetables to what I've shown you here.
It's a very adaptable recipe.
It really is this easy too.
Oh, that
So
looks delicious.
chicken Caesar salad for easy family meal. You've made a little bit of extra chicken for lunches the next day. So again, like, don't overcomplicate things. Choose a dinner that you can then, use those same ingredients in lunch. That's ideal. Oh, I forgot our pepitas. Pepitas, if you've never had them.
I love that. So
seeds.
instead of the croutons, you're adding the pepitas.
Yeah, and you could do sunflower seeds. I just wanted to do pepitas. So there's that.
So there's your dinner, done and done.
There's dinner. Like I
Healthy.
said, like, you can expand and add things to it if that doesn't feel like a meal, but
It looks like a meal to me.
it would be enough for me.
Oh, absolutely.
So then all we're gonna do for lunch, while this is warming up, I'll tell you a little bit about why I chose this. So, good, better, best. This is a cassava flour tortilla, so gluten-free, grain-free. It's a little pricey, right? I think this was maybe $8 at the store that I got. Mission Tortilla brand has some grain-free cauliflower and almond, if I remember right. I like the ingredients in this better. So whole ingredients, coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, cassava flour, xanthan gum for a binder, but very minimal ingredients, and like I say, grain-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, nut-free.
Which is so important for many people with allergies, but it's also healthier.
It is. And so I did choose this over some of the Mission brand because there were so many more additives and preservatives in those, even it being a healthier option. So, decide what's important to you. I don't use tortillas very often, to be honest. But I think it's a great thing for school lunches. So I think every now and again a tortilla is fine.
Good, better, best. That's
good, better, best. Yep. Not saying that this is the standard you have to keep, but I do like this for all of those reasons.
Is this something you would assemble the night before, day of? What is best?
I think this would hold up the night before. So you're seeing me, like, this particular brand just needs to be warmed 15 seconds each side. That's all. So you could warm it the night before while you're doing dinner. The only thing that I would do, similar to the salad, right? Like, I would add some of those tomatoes to the chicken mixture while we're kind of waiting. So you didn't buy any extra ingredients other than the tortilla.
So you're just going to add the chicken to the tortilla and the tomatoes, and are you going to throw any lettuce in there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I would. Again, like, even if you think your kid's not going to eat it, I would put it there.
Just in case.
Just in case. So, I mean, I'm going to assemble it kind of like this. Like, I would lay the lettuce leaf down. I'm going to add, like I said, these tomatoes while we're kind of waiting for it to warm. But that's all I'm going to do. And then I've got this little bento box over here, however you pack your lunches. Add some more veggies. This is just sort of what I had on hand. But right, I mean, it doesn't have to be complicated. If you've got some fruit, if you've got some veggies, throw those in.
So you just quickly assemble it, stick it in the box.
You got it.
And lunch is done.
I mean, that's all you need. 10, 15 seconds, we're done. So I'm gonna bring it back over here. Lettuce.
And great, even for, lunches at work, a lunch at your desk.
I mean, yeah, this works equally well for adults as well as kids. Same rules apply.
And if you have an anti-vegetable kid, you can always just leave the vegetables out, wrap it up in the tortilla, and they still have a healthy option for lunch.
You could, and again, I mean, get them used to seeing new things. But it can be that easy.
That's beautiful. Look at that. I love it. Well, Emily, thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome.
Great ideas. How can we get more information about you and everything that you do?
So I think the best place is probably to go to my website, so wholeessentialsnutrition.com.
Perfect. Well, thanks again for being here today. Excited to dig in and eat, and what a great suggestion, especially during this busy time of year.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunities for points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point to this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Good morning, Vail.
Happy Friday. It's awesome, and always an awesome day when Tegan is here. Eagle Valley Library District. Oh my God, it's a Friday. I'm having a hard time. Let's try that again. Tegan, Eagle Valley Library District. I'm so happy you're here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm so excited. You know, we were just talking and I was a little nervous because my book was overdue. And she's like, you get two, Gretchen. So explain real quick about that.
Yes. Okay. So when you check out a book, you can check it out for 3 weeks.
Yes.
There's a renewal period. So we automatically renew your book if no one's waiting. And you can get
love that.
It up to 2 times, again, so long as no one's waiting. So check your account, but you should be good.
See, that makes me so happy too because you get kind of nervous because I'm obsessed. I read it and now I'm going back and writing things and taking pictures. And that's so neat. So Tegan, what's new?
Well, we've got a lot going on at the library.
always,
yes. So we're ramping up our adult programs. We're, we still have story times for all ages plus bilingual. It's Friday, I can't talk. All ages plus bilingual, and then we have a stay and play story time. So that's a special story time where you can come, and it's less structured. We bring out all the toys like a ball pit, and it's for families to hang out and enjoy, and kind of meet and mingle within the library because sometimes it's cold outside for the little ones.
I love so stay and play. So you get to actually physically play with the toys and look at different books and kind of all come together.
Yeah, and meet families with similar age children. So it's a good social hour.
Well, and something you've really taught me, which I did not realize, just having, and you said like tactile, having that whatever it is, block or having the stuffy or whatever.
Yes, the stimulation.
The stimulation while you're reading is such a huge part, an integral part of the learning process. I never realized that.
Brain research. So So and that's why for little ones there's all those touch and feel books because as you're reading it, they're connecting the words with something tactile and feeling it, and so it leaves more of an imprint on your brain.
That is so neat. And I have to tell you, I am so impressed. Sorry, this is random. I didn't even tell you I was going to bring this up. I get so many interesting emails from you. Not so many. It's not a lot, but I get not too many. But just reminding me of the music and of other things, the audiobooks. That I really am enjoying it. And I truly mean that because I tend to forget that you guys have so much to offer. And the other day I was like, oh my gosh, I need to download audiobook because I have a drive coming up.
Oh, fantastic.
So I need to give you a big shout out because I think that is brilliant that you not only, you're part of this amazing library community, it reminds you of the different things that you have.
Well, I'm glad you found that reassuring and also a good reminder because we have so much, and so it's hard to like when you come in and get a library card to tell you everything that we have. So we kind of sprinkle it in so that when you're ready, you can come get it. And if you get stuck downloading your audiobook, just let us know. We're happy to help.
That's so cool. So what do we have to look forward to this spring into summer? Because I'm like, it's flying by.
It is flying by. It's so fast. So story times for all ages. We still have our after school clubs. We have our teen nights.
Cool.
And then this Saturday, we're having a plant exchange at the Avon Public Library. So if you have clippings, my plants like to go everywhere and propagate. So you can bring your clippings in and exchange exchange with your neighbors and friends. And
how did you think of that? That's so unique.
Our adult program librarians are amazing. So it's at 10:30 at the Avon Public Library this Saturday.
I love that I'm just smiling because I'm like, I would never think of doing something like that.
Bring in your plants, bring in clippings, and then you can trade them out and get a new plant and propagate.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
What a cool idea.
We do it in the library. It probably came from us in the back of the house.
Because you do that already.
We do it already, being like, oh my God, I'm a plant.
My plant is too much.
Do you want more?
Yeah.
They had little cups, and so would you like some more?
That's
so
really
we're always
neat.
sharing our plants.
Okay, that is really cool.
Bringing it to the community.
Okay.
And then on Monday and Thursday of next week, Monday at the Eagle Public Library at 6 p.m., we partnered with Evoke Bike Shop.
I read about this.
Yep.
Okay.
So they're going to help kind of prep you for if you're interested in buying a bike, tips and tricks, what you need to know, but also very basic bike maintenance.
Okay.
So that way you're not out on a trail with a flat being like, what do I do now?
I just sit and wait.
Yeah, and now I walk.
Totally.
They'll teach you some very basic bike maintenance on Monday at Eagle Public Library, and then on Thursday at the Gypsum Public Library at 5:30.
Oh, so you're going to have 2 different locations, 2 different times.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you can't make one, hopefully you can make the other.
This is wild and so serendipitous because your girl over here was thinking about maybe purchasing an e-bike this year just because I love the workout factor, but also to be able to get up the hill of Beaver Creek, have a little. So that would be a really good thing for me to. And I have a mountain bike, and I don't know how to change it. I really don't. I mean, that's true story.
I mean, I learned on the trail, and when I was out there, I was like,
you were forced to learn.
Maybe I should have practiced this before I got out into the middle of nowhere and miles and miles away from civilization.
Isn't it funny how that happens? Were you alone?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And so, there was cows, but they're not very helpful.
Not very helpful at that moment. Maybe if there was a book, with a cow talking,
telling me what to do, or just giving me snarky comments as I was practicing.
That? And all this information obviously is on the website.
Yes, on the website, which has a new look.
Oh, it does.
So yes, so if you get lost on it, let us know. I'm happy to help you navigate. But we're hoping that this refresh is easier for everybody.
Cool. Well, I thought it was pretty easy already, and I am not good at techie things, so that's a big deal. And then into the summer, I know you guys will touch base more on this next time. But what are some of the things we can look forward to?
So we're ramping up our summer learning programs. So every week for elementary age students, all 3 buildings, so Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum, we do an hour-long program that this summer the theme is Great Adventure at Your Library. So come to the library and we'll have something for elementary age students. We also have, of course, always story times, and then we'll have programs for teens, and then there's also a summer learning program for adults, so that you can read and earn prizes too.
Okay, so this is so interesting. I was thinking this morning before I saw you, I was like, summertime for me as a little girl, you think of the pool, you think of all these things. My big moment truly was getting the stickers back then. To read so many books to then get a prize and show that I had read X amount of books. And it's so neat because as adults, I get so excited when I hear my friends' children talking about book fairs, etc. So now it's we get to have this moment of I read these books.
And I get prizes too.
I love it. Yes, how cool.
Well, it's also part of the modeling. So so families can do it together. And so, mom's working on something while the kids working on something. And they can both come to the library and both get stickers and prizes.
That is so cool. Oh, Megan. I'm just a big fan.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that.
I think we should make the Eagle Valley Library District T-shirts and sell them. I would wear one.
Oh, well, that's a good idea. You might come up with one.
I wanted to ask you because so often you're so knowledgeable, and we just talk about, but you truly are. You're welcome. About everything, library, all around here in Eagle Valley. What is I never get to ask you the personal, what is your favorite thing spring into summer? What is something you look forward to? Because you are so immersed in all of this, and I know you are the Eagle Valley Library District. What is one thing that you really enjoy seeing or doing yourself or your son?
So being out where we live, we're so blessed on where we live, and so I like to be out in the woods.
I love that.
So whether that's skiing or hiking or biking, I just like enjoying where I live. So,
I love that. And then do you find yourself, because I know you are a lifelong learner and you love books, when the weather's a little gnarly, do you physically, because I do this, I was wanting to look through and look at mountain pictures?
Yes. And there's So as a librarian, you never have one book at home.
Right. That's so true.
You take home stacks. You can have up to 50.
I know this now.
Yep, and so there's always stacks, and
Right.
so it's really fun because you can see fiction, nonfiction. You got coffee table books. You got there's just
the magazines.
The
I
magazines.
thought that was so cool. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just was so shocked by that.
There's it's always, I'm always trying to like introduce new things into my life and try new things. But yeah, that's what's nice about the library is that I can trade them up.
When you were little, because I'm so in awe of our library system, like truly, and I'm not hating, like in Dayton, Ohio, we had an amazing, truly, but was yours this involved? I mean, or are we just really special here?
Our libraries are amazing, but libraries, I think in America are very amazing. Libraries are different all across the world.
Of course,
American libraries are very unique.
Right.
World libraries are awesome too. You should visit them and see how
absolutely.
they each individually.
In London, I actually did, but I was.
Oh, good.
Love London. I was more impressed with Eagle Valley. I just think we have something really special.
Yeah. Oh, well, good. I'm glad you feel that way. So, we are fortunate to have what we have, and we want people to come in, love the library, and come in and enjoy the space and what we have. And again, if we don't have it, let us know, and we'll try to get it for you.
I think that's brilliant too, because I think so often we've talked about this before, but people get a little nervous for whatever reason. You know, COVID too, it made a lot of people socially more anxious as well. But no, these are your friends. They're here to help
we're here
you.
to help.
I mean, gosh, I might come in and use your toolbox in the next couple of days.
Please do.
Truly, I thought about that. I was like, I don't have something at my house, so they.
Right, or you open up yours and something's missing. You're like, where did it go?
Literally, that's what happened. I was like, okay, obviously I lost that during a move, or one of my guy friends or girlfriends just, hey Gretchen, I'm going to borrow it.
And then didn't come back. Yep.
So no, but thank you so much, Tegan.
Yeah, thank you.
One more time.
Yes.
That I know that we all know this by memory, but the website.
Yep, evld.org.
Awesome. Thank you so
much.
Thank you. And we'll see you next Friday.
Yes, well, I'll be here. I'll be here.
Keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning, Vail.
Vail Mountain School certainly is a good one. They are putting on the production of Beauty and the Beast. All I can think about is Belle running through the town talking to the baker. So let's take a look at that conversation with some of the cast.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am all smiles because I have the brilliant Vail Mountain School, A Tale as Old as Time. Yes, Beauty and the Beast, the cast of Beauty and the Beast with me on the couch. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
You guys are so full of life and energy and you're so excited, and I told them off camera, I was in the show. We're not going to tell everyone how old I am, a long, long time ago, but I'm so excited. I am coming to watch you guys tonight. I'll be at the show. Can we go around and say what each one of your characters are?
I play Belle.
I play the Beast.
I play Gaston.
I'm the narrator and part of the ensemble.
I'm Babette. I play Mrs. Potts.
I'm Chip. I play Madame.
I play Maurice.
I'm Lumiere, I'm the candlestick.
And I'm Cogsworth.
I love this. Now, first of all, how did you guys settle on Beauty and the Beast? Do you get a say in this? Do you get to choose? Because that is one of my favorite stories of all time.
Well, actually, in last fall and last spring, after Footloose the musical, Maeve and I when we were designing the musical for this year, Maeve and I really wanted to do Beauty and the Beast. So we had talked it over with Miss Howell, and she said it would take a lot of work, and it would take a lot of work on our parts last year to.
Has it been a lot of work?
Everyone.
It's been a lot
of work.
So fun.
It's been a lot of work. Everyone's done amazing. But yeah, Maeve and I recruited some people last year, and everyone has been doing such an amazing job this year.
Well, I have to say too, just from, I know some of you guys a little bit, but you all seem like you're really well connected. Like you seem kind of family vibe.
Yeah. We spend all of technique together for hours and hours, so.
Yeah, you're like, I love that. I would hope that we get along at this point. So guys, how many of you, first of all, because Beauty and the Beast is such a powerful story and it really does have a lot of good morals in it, how many of you, raise of hands, had heard and seen Beauty and the Beast in some form? Is there anyone that didn't know the story? No? Okay. And then how many of you, raise of hands, has been like in the theater productions before? How many of you have been? How many of you is this the first time? Oh, hey, okay, cool. Okay, first of all, the Beauty and the Beast is tonight and tomorrow night, is that correct?
Yes.
At Vail Mountain School. But a little birdie let me know that tomorrow, what's the deal with tomorrow night? You guys are sold out?
Yes, we are.
That's exciting. Say it like, yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
That's so exciting. So can people still get tickets for tonight?
Yes, they can.
Okay, and where can we get those before we dive into all the other questions?
You can call the front desk at VMS, and you can also get them on vms.booktix.com, I believe.
Okay, awesome. And I have to say, Vail Mountain School, their theater, you guys are so lucky. I mean, really, I thought I came from a cool school. No. I mean, they live you guys go to the Hogwarts of like Vail, I would say. Now, can we go around and say what your favorite moment thus far, and not with giving away any of tonight, but your favorite kind of like moment of doing Beauty and the Beast has been with the rehearsals and everything?
So we have the privilege of going to a K through 12 school.
Right.
And Mrs. Howell, our director, has started a new thing where the little kids are in this production.
Oh.
And my favorite part is there's about, I think, 8 or 9 girls, and little girls, 4th graders and 3rd graders, who are in the production and in the opening song, and I get to read to them and sing with them, and it's just, they are having so much fun.
You made me so much more excited. I love children, so that's amazing. That's brilliant. That's really, really cool. What about you, Beast?
Yeah, I would have said the same thing. And then also costume-wise, I mean, personally, mask, it's a big deal, and the rest of the costumes are really amazing.
Okay, that's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up, and I wanted to ask you, how hard is that, wearing the mask almost the whole show?
It's really hot, but it's not too bad. Everyone else has to do a similar thing, especially the enchanted characters with the clock and candlestick, a lot of big costumes.
You're like, yes. Okay, cool. So that your favorite is kind of the children as well?
Children, costumes,
cool.
Pretty much everything.
Okay, what about you?
I think my favorite is definitely our set design. Our set director, Elsie, she has done a fantastic job. We have this beautiful castle, beautiful props. It just really makes the show.
Is Elsie in the Vail Mountain School? Is she, or is it?
She's one of the teachers.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Okay.
Gosh.
I'm like, I'll turn my neck. I'm like, hello.
I mean, I definitely agree with like everyone else, but I am really thankful, and I think it's really amazing. We've had a guest come in to do our choreography.
Oh wow! Okay.
Sir Jonathan, and it is incredible. He is so talented,
Yeah.
and all of our dances are coming together, or have come together so they're so amazing.
That's awesome.
And he's fantastic, really.
Oh, I love how humble and kind you guys are. You're good kids. I like it.
I would also probably say like with the little babies.
Yeah.
And also the choreography. It's really
Cool.
amazing.
That's awesome. I'm like, hello. Oh, I can't even hi. What about you?
Like Riley was saying, our costumes, they can be very large, but I think honestly, in the end, they make our characters so much more pronounced, and we all really come into our characters when we put them on, I think. And then also just being backstage with some people has been a lot of fun. We've started singing a lot more backstage as well, as opposed to just having people sing on stage, and it's been a lot of fun to be able to like have that camaraderie off the stage as well as on the stage.
I love that.
For me, it was really amazing doing the whole thing for the first time and just seeing how everything comes together.
That's awesome.
For me, it was definitely just like for show nights, getting ready.
Yeah.
And like the sharing of like makeup and the helping of costumes when they're.
I was waiting for someone to say the makeup. High five on that one. Yes.
And I think just like the connection that the cast has built throughout like the last couple months.
Cool. Right on.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely my favorite part is going off stage. Not because it's over, but more it's just everybody supports each other in such a great way. I mean, we get off and it's just the vibe backstage is just good. It's
I like
all
that.
positive.
And that makes a huge difference, right?
Yes.
Because if you guys didn't get along, it wouldn't be as much fun. So that's brilliant. That's really cool.
So I have no idea how to do makeup. I never do it. Every day I get like set up.
You don't?
With the eyeliner.
Yeah.
But anyway, everyone sort of helps me out with it, which I
That's
very
so cool.
much appreciate. Since I am completely clueless in that.
You're not going to be rocking the guy liner every day then?
No. I think I look a little goth in it personally, but.
Trust
You're
me,
awesome.
doing his eyeliner is a nightmare.
Are you the one that gets that amazing role?
Oh, sometimes.
Oh, sometimes.
I think we've had like 4 different people.
That's brilliant. But no, that is really cool that you said that, and it's silly and fun, but honestly, that is teamwork, and that's that, camaraderie that you guys have, that family vibe.
I think my favorite part, like you were saying, is just the complete community that we've been able to build throughout this production. It's turned into such a huge show, and we've all worked so hard, and like most of my best friends are a part of this too.
Right.
And so being able to experience this, it's our last show as seniors, and it's been truly amazing with all the support we've had from Miss Howell, Sir Jonathan, and Elsie, and Miss Mack, and everyone who's a part of the show.
That's so neat. Well, you guys, I think it speaks volumes about yourselves and your teachers and your parents, just how humble and kind and sweet you guys are. I feel bad. My mom's watching this. I hope I was like this back in the day. You guys are making me look bad. So I have a question. Show of hands, how many of you want to go on and maybe do this as a living or an occupation or do it for fun, maybe on the side? Wow, that is pretty cool. That's awesome. So one more time, Belle and Beast, can you let us know when people are interested to come and see you beautiful human beings, how they can get tickets for tonight?
Tonight at 6:30.
You can sorry. You can either call the front desk at VMS or get them on vms.booktix.com tonight at 6:30. Saturday sold out, unfortunately. Well, fortunately.
Right. Unfortunately for everyone else that doesn't have tickets.
A couple spots left tonight, so.
Cool. And I will be there in audience tonight. You guys, you're awesome. Thank you so much. The cast of Beauty and the Beast, Vail Mountain School. Keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces.
Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Daily Flash Latino. Designed for the American Latino audience, Daily Flash Latino hosts Jessica Reyes and Fabian Marcano deliver their fresh perspective on the latest entertainment news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, and more in both English and Spanish, aka Spanglish. Daily Flash Latino builds, connects, and celebrates the diverse Hispanic audience. Daily Flash Latino, trending news and entertainment with a splash of Spanglish.
Good morning, Vail.
I'm certainly excited about that conversation with the cast of Beauty and the Beast, one of my all-time favorite Disney films, and I love to see it live as well. So thanks for joining. We had a great GMV Express. I'm Kimberly Perot, and I will see you next time.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
This show spotlights the latest innovations to create a greener planet. Join us next time as we explore new green ideas and present interesting green stories, and show you how some people are becoming real green.
Welcome to the chat box, everybody. We are live on YouTube here at the TV8 studios in Vail, and we are the chat box live. Super excited. We are always bringing you somebody in the industry of helping us with our mental and emotional well-being, and we have Kayla Weber today from Revolution Power Yoga. First, of course, my beautiful co-host, Jen Saito. And so there is something that you guys are doing in your studio that fascinated me, and that's why I wanted to bring you on. We all go through all of our stuff, and we're going through a lot of stuff now, and there's a lot of stuff going on in our midst, and we are stressed out. A lot of us are stressed out. And when I saw what you do, it's called ecstatic dance. Yeah, it's not what you're thinking, because we all know that that could help too. But this is something that's really cool. And the one thing I've always believed in my life is how music just moves your soul. I say the more haunting the music, the better, because I'm weird and I like to be just taken in, taken down by the songs. But when your body is moving to music, there's something that comes out of you that is downright spiritual, for lack of a better word, because you just start, when you really get into a song, you really get into a song, and then when your body starts going, I found myself, my husband's embarrassingly caught me in the bedroom just dancing around because I just like the way the music makes me feel. So with ecstatic dance, from what I've read, is that it is something that you grab hold of with your own spiritual self. You move however you want. You have a special DJ that gives certain beats that just make you feel tribal almost. And this is how you tap in to your emotional feelings and your well-being and mental state, and it's actually healing.
Yes, and I love that you use the word spiritual. I was going to add tribal in there. Or you said tribal. Primal,
I don't know what I
was
said.
It. Primal. Yeah, it really is. It's all about connecting to those vibrations, to those beats, to the sounds. And, you know, in the way that you're describing it is perfect because, you know, I think a lot of people will go out into the world, into the club and whatever, and there's an idea of how you should look. Oh, this is how I should move my body.
Yeah, well, they're watching everybody else.
Yeah, trying to fit in, but like what you said.
That was never me. I'm Elaine from Seinfeld. Rock'em sock'em robots.
And that's actually perfect too for ecstatic dance because it's all about getting into your body, your emotions, your mental self, your spiritual self, like you said, and moving in a way that's very primal. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, like one thing that I love to kind of compare it to in a way is if you look at animals, for example, out in nature, they'll shake, you know, they do a big body shake. If a dog gets into a fight or, you know, hits its head or whatever, it does a huge shake, and that releases.
They're shaking it off.
Exactly, shake it off. That's an actual thing.
Wow.
And so, yes, so with ecstatic dance, you're not concerned about how you look. You're not there to look good.
So
or
nobody's got a
cool.
self-conscious feeling while they're there.
Exactly. Yep. And that's a huge reason why we keep the lights low, and you know, we invite people to close their eyes if that's comfortable for them, just so that you really can embody your experience.
Wow.
You embody your emotions or whatever you're processing. Or, you know what, for me, sometimes I'm not even mentally there. You know, it's like my body just takes over and moves the energy that needs
Well,
to
that's
move.
interesting. So it really is an enlightening feeling, right? I would think.
Well, and speaking of inviting somebody to close your eyes, like what are the guidelines for ecstatic dancing?
Okay, so there are a handful of guidelines, and generally speaking, it is privacy is huge. So no cameras, no videos. Your phones are encouraged to stay out in the lobby, because that really gets down to the privacy of it, right? You know, so it allows people to know that I'm going into this looking weird, rock'em sock'em robot if I need to, you know, shaking all the garbage off. And so
And just to be present in the moment without distraction, which is really cool.
I know.
And,
And
rare
why would
these
you
days,
want to film people at their most vulnerable? Because I would think you feel pretty vulnerable. I feel vulnerable just in yoga. Okay,
Have you
because
seen YouTube lately?
yeah, there's that too. People, yeah, I know, but I mean, they care. They don't care, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that do care. You know, we just feel subconscious or whatever. So the last thing you want to know is that there's somebody in the corner going, "Look at this idiot."
Well, it is interesting, you know, with everything on film these days, it's kind of nice to know that you have that privacy.
I
in
know.
that.
I love that idea. I think it's wonderful. And what else, like she asked, what else do you have to go by?
So so no phones, big one. No shoes. That's why a yoga
Ooh, I
studio
like that.
is basically the perfect place to do an ecstatic dance.
I love that.
Floors are, you know, clean and wide open, so no shoes, no phones. We ask people to be embodied. So when I was talking about, you know, embodying your emotions and your process and everything you have going on, we encourage no talking. So within the studio space where the DJ is and the lights are low and there's no phones and, you know, the safe or courageous space, if you will, there's no talking in that space.
Interesting.
So it's really an invitation for people to be internal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if
in
I
my
could
mind,
do that.
I don't think you
I
could.
don't know.
We invite you to the
Honestly.
hallway.
I'm so wound for sound all the time. Like, I wonder.
But a lot of time dancing is like a partner thing, or you're like dancing with somebody, and so sometimes you chat it out, or you talk about stuff, or you know, you giggle together.
You can giggle.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so, like,
But
along those lines is, well, it kind of leads into the next guideline of consent. So a lot of ecstatic dance is you're just dancing with yourself, by yourself, you know, doing the thing, moving your stuff.
Dancing with myself.
And if you want to dance with somebody, if you know, like somebody's energy, or if you feel, you know, like you guys could do a cool partner thing, the eye contact. So there's communication, but there's no talking. So you can look at people in the eyes, you know, have exactly me, you, me. And, you know, there's also that respectful bow out where, you know, if you're like, nope, I'm doing my thing, I just need to keep doing this.
Right.
You can, you know, thank you so much, but I'm good.
Right.
Basically, yeah, just a little bow. And, but the communication part, you can giggle with people, you can, you know, with consent, you can dance with people, it's cool to see all of those other forms of communication come out.
Do people come out of their shell, really?
Oh, yeah.
They really do. They really actually immerse themselves into that. I guess for me, because it's like stepping another step out of the comfort zone, which I do all the time. What you explain is stuff I do in private all the time. I mean, I'm always, like I said, my husband catches me dancing all the time. I love the way it makes me feel. I like a song that makes me weep. So I guess, how do you get people comfortable enough to go into their own zone without paying attention to what's around them. It's got to be so interesting.
It is, and so that actually leads me into the final 2 official guidelines, one of which is sobriety. So this is an experience that it requires sobriety. We take people's emotional safety, physical safety, spiritual safety even really seriously in these settings, because we are the ones stewarding this experience, and it can be really, really deep for people in a healing way, a cleansing, emotional way.
You don't want to show up drinking. I mean, it's a depressant anyway, and it's going to mess with your emotions, and you're not going to feel real.
Yeah, right. And it's, having people around you that are under the influence makes it less safe, just generally speaking.
Yeah.
So that is a requirement of ecstatic dance, is sobriety. I love that.
I do too.
And that plays into, well, how do you get people to loosen up, which is like the last guideline, be free. So that guideline goes into it can, what does freedom mean to you? Well, to me, it means embodying every part of your experience. So even those parts of you that are hurt or that want to hide, they're invited to the party. So it's really, I think all those things above all the other guidelines help to create and facilitate that kind of environment. With the nobody's watching you, nobody's recording you, be comfortable, take your shoes off, fully be here, be sober so you know how you're feeling.
Really feel your feelings, because, well, we all know that any sort of self-medication is to bury our feelings. That's why I would venture to think that's why, I shouldn't say we as a whole, because then people would be like, no.
Not me.
But there are many people that self-medicate because they haven't dealt with things that are going on in their life. So imagine, just picture if you could just let all that go and go do something organic, feel your feet on the ground, listen to that music and catch a beat and just start feeling it. And next thing you know, you forget, probably, I would venture to think you forget that there's other people around you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my first ecstatic dance experience was actually down at Envision Festival in Costa Rica, and so there were hundreds of people there, and it was super cool. The ground was just all these foam pads, so same thing down there, you take your shoes off.
Nice.
And with hundreds of people around you moving in their own way, it's kind of an experience. It almost, to me, felt like group healing.
Does it feel like a drum circle feeling almost?
But
more?
Sort of, kind of, but then you close your eyes and you just forget that everyone, around you is having all these experiences too. And it's just so cool to be able to go in and to be present with what's here right now. Like you said, I can speak from and knowing that lots of other people are in the same boat. The need for people to numb their feelings is so prevalent. But when you numb your feelings, you're literally just sticking them in your back pocket for later.
It's like a filing cabinet.
It'll stay there.
Yeah.
And so, having this fully present experience with yourself is the way to say, oh, okay, that's there. I need to feel that. I need to heal that. Or, oh, I didn't even realize that I was still holding on to that. And, how can I shake it off? Or, whatever's really, truly there has the opportunity to be felt, noticed, acknowledged, named, moved through. And then at the end of it...
And then it kind of goes compartmentalized in the back portion of your brain where you don't have to have it really present all the time.
Gone.
Ooh, that would be even better.
So that's a beautiful
I love
part.
that.
That's a beautiful part of somatic
Stuff
experience.
goes away.
Stuff can go away. But not if we ignore it, not if we numb it, and not if we shove it down with substances and everything else.
Have you ever had anybody, I'm sorry, you were going to ask something?
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say really fast, have you ever had anybody bust out in tears?
Oh, yeah, I've done it. Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
I'm ready to cry right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
What were you going to ask?
Oh, so you just mentioned that the music is curated in a specific way to kind of facilitate some kind of feeling. So I was wondering if you can talk about that a little.
Yeah, great question.
Absolutely. So the DJ that I've had the pleasure to work with here in this valley, Matt Cole, he has lots of experience with ecstatic dance, you know, from all over the place, but he really spoke highly of his experience in California. And it's something that's really popular there. And what's cool about ecstatic dance and us bringing it here is oftentimes in the conversations that I've had with people and my own experience, you know, I did it in Costa Rica, and I have friends that, you know, I think the closest I have friends that have done it is Denver, Boulder area.
Okay.
So, you know, we're
Do you know where it originated from?
I don't actually.
No.
That's a great question. I mean, truly, honestly, what it is at its core
is native.
It's ancient. It comes
Yeah.
with being human.
Right.
You know, you go back to every single culture, and there is sound in some way. Like you mentioned, drum circles earlier. You know,
I, for some reason, was in California and went to Venice Beach and experienced a drum circle. And I mean, as we had last week, the divine tingles we were talking about, my whole body was just like it is now. It's weird how I feel all that, but I can remember how I felt. And just there was this feeling of oneness, but yet you're still in your own individual casing. But the difference is, what I think the difference between a drum circle and what you do is, the drum circle, you come together, and everybody has the beat, and everybody enjoys the sunset, and it's something that you all appreciate together. This is something you're doing together, but you're individualizing yourself. So I think it's a little, you know, you kind of cocoon yourself a little bit, and then go into your own
choice, right? To either be internal or
right.
to join a community
exactly,
or reach out and connect.
I'd be out there like trying to spin everybody around.
Well, and that does happen, you know.
Yeah.
So for as much of an internal experience as it can be, it can also be super fun. There were a group of us dancing, the last one that we did at Revolution, you know, there were a group of us all dancing together, and it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Right.
It can be a whole experience. And
right.
But hold on, bringing it back to the original question, Matt Cole. So he actually has, like I said, lots of years of experience doing this in a different place. And with that experience, he has so much music and just so many different clips that he can put together. And basically what's really, really cool about having the live DJ at the ecstatic dance is that DJ then has the opportunity to feel into the energy of the room.
Ooh.
So they can look around and say, all right, everybody's like, you know, really internal or moving.
So he knows how to
slowly.
take the where to take the music.
Exactly. So it is this whole journey of the music itself that's not necessarily pre-planned. I mean, I think he comes with the general idea of, you know, probably what he wants to play. But what's, like I said, really cool is the energies get to work with each other. So, you know, we get to show up however we are feeling in that moment, that day. We're humans, we change all the time. And so right then and there, we get to show up as we are, and he gets to then basically steward the experience with all of the music. And, you know, you were talking about the word tribal came up. And what I love,
because it feels tribal, it feels internal.
And what I love so much is this whole mishmash of what is played, you know, because
I was going to say, what kind of music is it, but it's probably vast.
It's so many different kinds, which is my favorite part.
Yeah.
You know, it starts slow, so the very beginning, there's kind of some intention setting. You know, we make sure everybody understands what the ground rules are, just to create that, you know, as safe as we can space for people. And then we move into a little bit of embodiment, just to kind of get people into their bodies. And that can look a few different ways. It can be a meditation or maybe a little bit of yoga movement, or, you know, a whole variety of things. And then the DJ, Matt Cole, takes over and, you know, starts it slow. Oftentimes, you know, I've experienced it starts with kind of like nature sounds, and maybe you're in the jungle, or maybe you're at the ocean, or, you know, you're somewhere not in that room. And then over time, the energy gets brought up, and, you know, maybe you recognize a song that, you know, there's like some lyrics in there. It just gets, I don't know, really fun.
Okay.
And you were talking about that dark music, you know, you thought
Haunting.
Haunting, that's what it is. there have been some haunting tracks in there.
That makes me go. That gets me. It's so weird.
No, it's not weird. I think
that's
good
what
too.
would bring out my all the beasts that would want to be purged out.
Yes.
That kind of music would do it.
All the skeletons in your closet come out with haunting music.
It's a weird example. I'm just going to give you guys a weird example. I went to the Rolling Stones. I was going through a lot of depression. This was several years ago, like 3-4 years ago, whatever, before COVID, so who knows. But I was really in a dark place, really just in a bad place. And my husband decided to take me to the Rolling Stones to snap me out of it. Yeah. And I'm sitting there and it wasn't working for me. It was like I was, enjoying it, but I just kept thinking about what was upsetting me. And all of a sudden, just one song came on, Painted Black. Don't know why, if it was the sound of the song. It wasn't the lyrics, it was just everything about the song Painted Black. I'm surrounded by thousands of people. I'm like, just like sobbing. I mean, tears flowing down my face. Tom looks at me and goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "We're in the Rolling Stones." And all of a sudden, after that song was over and I cried my head off, I was better. Like, all of that heavy stuff was lifted.
Yeah.
It was so weird. And Painted Black is a dark song, but it's haunting. And whatever, just that whole song through the entire thing, I don't know what happened to me. Whatever came over me, and then I was almost like better.
So my hippy dippy take on that, if you want to hear it.
Yes, I would. I love anything hippy dippy. I was born in the hippy dippy years.
Beautiful. So that kind of reminds me of, in sound healing, what we talk about oftentimes with the frequencies is there is a huge need for harmony when we're playing, but there's also absolutely a time and a place for disharmony. And so what that is said to do is it's said to kind of break up stuck energy.
Wow.
So there's a chance, like what I got from your share,
please,
was that you had this energy stuck somewhere in your body and it wasn't flowing and it wasn't allowing other energies to flow.
Okay.
And so, that probably contributed to that feeling of just stuckness, heaviness, sadness.
Yeah, it lasted for way too long.
Way too long.
Yeah.
And whatever happened with that song, Painted Black, broke up that energy.
So crazy.
Allowed it to flow again, right out your eyes.
Yeah, literally, my face exploded. It was like
so necessary. That was just so much built up garbage and stuck energy.
In public. I mean, I've cried many a times on my own, but I mean, it didn't matter. There were, you can imagine how many people are at a Rolling Stones concert. Like, it was all kinds of ugly crying going on.
And then, what you said is you felt so much better after that. Because
literally rejuvenated. I don't want to say reborn because that sounds religious, but you know what I mean. Like, I had some cathartic experience, and I had been to many. We kept trying. I even went to Stevie Wonder and couldn't snap out of it. There were so many things in that song. So that's why I think when I was looking through, I'm always looking for somebody that gives to our community in a special way where we can feel better about ourselves, feel less lonely, feel less grief-stricken, feel less depressed, feel less anxious. And people like you do that to our community. You do it to us, not for us. You do it to us. But I think that's why I related that situation with me at the concert, because when I read what ecstatic, I had no idea what ecstatic dance was. And then when I read the gist of it, and it's a catharsis. It's something that you can go and feel so amazing and different. And I realized it's through the music and then through what you're feeling at the time. And if you can grow past that, and if you can expel that or exorcise it, you know what I mean? Whatever demon's in there, get it out.
Cry it out your eyes.
Even if you end up crying while you're doing this. When are these? I know that you have one coming up and then you have a monthly, don't you?
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yes. So I kind of mentioned to you earlier, I loved the energy that Matt came into Revolution with. He actually is the one that just kind of popped the lid off this whole thing. It was definitely something that I was interested in bringing to the Valley. Like I said, I had been to ecstatic dances, but not locally. I had heard of friends who had done them. I had a couple friends. It just kept entering my sphere of awareness, if you will. You know, people kept bringing it up, and I'm like you very much, and like I dance constantly in my bedroom. I mean, just
all the
let
time.
her rip,
like never stop.
Yes, exactly. And for me, I'm like, why is this something that I have to do alone? You know, I feel like a lot of us could get together and just really, you know, just like really let it go. And so that was always kind of at the back of my mind. And then the great pleasure of having Matt Cole come into Revolution and say, I'm here, I'm new to the Valley, this is what I'm into, I think you'd have a great space for this. And I'm like, yes, I love it, let's do it. My winter was incredibly busy. We are smack dab in the middle of yoga teacher training right now, still at the studio. And so, you know, it was really just something that I was like, I could make excuse. It's never going to be the right time. There's always stuff going on.
Yeah,
but
you just
we
have to go for it.
Do it.
Yeah.
So we did one last month, and it was awesome. We have the next one coming up on April 20th. So a week from tomorrow, I believe, right?
Get ready, everybody.
Yes.
April 20th at Revolution Power Yoga, which is located in Avon.
Yes, it is in Avon in the Trail Creek Plaza. So if you know where Walmart is, it's very close to there. It's close to a bus stop, so it's really easily accessible as well. We would love to do these monthly. It's a goal of mine, and I think of Matt's as well. You know, we're going to have different people come in to do the embodiment pieces. So we had Eileen Marie do it last month. Yamanya is going to do it this month.
What's an embodiment piece?
So that's the piece at the beginning that I mentioned. You know, maybe meditation or yoga or just you know, a little bit of just welcoming into the space.
I like that. So it's kind of like a breathing situation too. Do you do some breath work and then you get everybody kind of grounded and ready for it? So that is your way of getting people relaxed and ready to go without shots for everybody.
Yes, without tequila all around.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it's a really cool way to kind of bring in other energies.
I like
to
it.
experience, you know, the facilitation of other people. I'm sure I will jump into that role here or there. I just need to get through some of the stuff on my plate, and then and then I can fully dive in. But yeah, so like I said, the goal and the hope is that it can be monthly at Revolution. You know, I know some places down in Denver or San Francisco or San Diego, they'll do them weekly. And you know, I've heard of people going to like 2 ecstatic dances a week. It's like it's like their therapy in a physical form.
Is that part of a membership pass, or is there a fee for joining?
Great question. The way that we have it structured right now is it's like a separate event ticket. So there's a couple different ticket prices. If you are a member at Revolution, a monthly member, you do get a cheaper price for the event. We also are doing early bird tickets. So if you buy the first like 10 tickets, I think, are $30, and then they go up to $40. So yes, I think just kind of depending on how it grows and shifts and changes. It might eventually be more included in the membership, but yeah, for right now, it is.
So it's open to the public right now. If you're not a Revolution Power Yoga person, they can still come in and do this.
Yes, please.
Because some people don't do yoga, but they might be really turned on by the idea of getting themselves in musical situation where they feel immersed and they can let go and feel free.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I have a question for you. What is your definition of really, truly feeling free?
Ooh,
good
question.
Hot seat.
Ooh, I think what comes to mind first is being able to authentically express myself without the fear of judgment.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah.
That was the best description of being free ever. I'm picturing myself running naked through the woods. She's got like the real deal going on here.
That's you though, you know? No judgment. Just running in the woods.
Well, I think I would be judged. A bear would be like, what's that 14-year-old boy doing running through the forest?
Well, I wouldn't judge you.
That's what I care about. That's so beautiful. What is your description of feeling free? How do you describe the feeling of freedom?
Well, I love that you used the word authentic self. And I think that, I mean, even having ADHD, like I feel like, there's the whole thing of masking, unmasking, and feeling like you can be your authentic self in an environment. And I think alcohol for me has been, a way to unmask. So I love the idea of what you're talking about and creating an environment where it's actually the energy that helps unmask you
as opposed to the liquid courage.
Yes, absolutely. And so it's the idea of being able to be your authentic self without the aid of
I think we both should take this go and do this with Matt and
I
Kayla
would absolutely
and
love
whoever
to.
does our beginning session. I think it's going to be amazing. I really, honestly, I'll behave, is what I'm trying to say, is because I get nervous in situations like this, so then I act out. So I will have to center myself and get a little bit of breathing going first, because I know that I will be nervous, because it's just weird. I'll get on stage in front of 300 people, that's not a problem. But if I'm in a room full of people that are having the same idea and the goal, but I feel like I'm going to be awkward.
Well, the goal is to be yourself, right?
Right.
To enjoy it.
But
for
myself
you.
is awkward. So I guess get out of my awkward self-consciousness of that and then go for it. I would love that. That would be wonderful.
Well,
So
I relate very much to both of your shares, because ADHD is something that I've been, just dealing with my whole life, and alcohol was absolutely a way for me to feel more normal and less awkward, because I get that awkward energy myself in a group of people.
Always.
And I just crossed the 3-year mark alcohol free, and so I love bringing stuff like this, ecstatic dance, like encouraging that authentic self to come through without the substances, because we're a party town. We can get a beer everywhere, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
But there's no better feeling than a serotonin boost. That's the best high I've ever had. Like whenever I do things that give me that little boost, I just get this joyful experience going through my whole body. I'm like, oh, I love that feeling.
Yes.
And there's nothing can ever compare to that.
Right.
I mean, there's no pill, there's no smoky, nothing that can really get you to that, just where you really, that dopamine is just kicking in and you're like, it's just such a great, something restores within you when you get that boost. And for me, I don't look for it anymore, because you can't. You just have to let it come to you. And when you manifest things, I really believe that they do come to you. And when I start looking, I feel gratitude is the biggest way to feel any sort of boost. I call them dopamine and serotonin boosts, but I just feel like when you start to feel gratitude for something, and then when you see it again or feel it again, it just does that whooshy thing to you.
Yeah, whooshy, it just
The
rises
whoosh.
up. Well, and I have this idea, or I like to think that our body is the best drugstore. We create so
You holding?
many- We create, most of the time when we're functioning optimally, we create everything that we need. And so instead of going out and looking for it outside of ourselves, stuff like this, ecstatic dance and other therapeutic modalities really give you that reminder that, hey, everything you need is in here. You just have to slow down, tune in, remember, be yourself.
And trust it. Yeah, because a lot of people don't trust their authentic stuff. So I think that's important.
Well, and I think the way the guidelines are set up for this dance, it really allows you to tap into that first, so that you can go there and you don't even have to pretend like there's absolutely nobody in the room and it's just you and the music, and then go again and then maybe connect, so I think it could be a different experience almost every time you go, depending on what your personal goals are for that moment, or what even is conjured up with the music.
I agree with you. I just think it's going to be something that I hope that if people catch on to this and they want to come back, we can do it monthly. That's something as women we will welcome every month.
Yes.
I think that's a really, really great feeling, and we can show up on the 20th and get an idea as to what it feels like, and then we can tell everybody.
Is it women
what it did
only?
for
I'm
us.
sorry, did I miss that? Okay, gotcha.
No, it's for everyone.
Yeah.
And I just think, you know, it's so easy, like I said, to find that community somewhere like a bar or partying on the mountain. You know, it's that camaraderie, that connection, the community piece that I really have felt myself is missing from this valley for people who don't partake in drinking alcohol. You know, those of us that are more sober or on the recovery path or just looking for ways to have fun, let go, be able to, you know, process some stuff. But there's no talking in the studio, but what I love is that in the lobby, it's welcome.
Yeah.
So if there's somebody that you want to connect with, and if you want this to be more of a community building piece, you still can. And it doesn't, you know, I think the music and just being a little bit weird without substances makes it easier to bring it then to the lobby and connect with people on.
I love it.
Yeah,
I just think that's a wonderful thing.
I mean,
and also, I feel like just because you're not talking doesn't mean you're not communicating.
Well, how many times have you been to a bar and like you have a weird connection with somebody until they start talking and you're like, okay, never mind.
Well, that's why, you know, we had somebody last week, we were talking mostly about energy and energy healing, and I feel energy from people all the time, and I think that something like this, you would probably feel everybody's desire to heal and feel good and go ahead and be your own authentic self, like you said, to be free. So that's probably why it works, because everybody's there with the same common goal, and everybody's there in the same frame of mind. Nobody's like, let's go, you know? So that's what I love about it. So everybody's in the same frame of mind, and everybody has the same intended goal for the end result, which I think is beautiful. And I just think that any form of avenue that we can take to make ourselves feel a little bit better about whether what we've experienced or what we're about to experience or what we're experiencing right now. There's a lot of tension amongst humanity right now. And I mean, it's very hard to deal with people. And I think when you go to a place where everybody's kind of like in the same frame, then you realize, you know what, I do have my people around me. There are my people here. I don't have to feel uncomfortable every time I go out, as long as I go to the places that make me feel wanted and welcome and comfortable. You don't have to force yourself to go to a place that you think everybody's at because that's where everybody does what they do. There's other things to do.
There's more options now.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful, and I just think that people have grown out of the wanting to, well, not everybody, but you know, there's a lot of people that do want to do more exciting things with their life and go on, you know, moonlight hikes and go and do something like an ecstatic dance, or go take yoga at Revolution, or listen to music and just, you know, clean your house. When you turn on the music, you realize your house is still dirty, but you've been dancing for an hour.
That's the medicine.
Yeah. So that's why we had you here today, and I can't thank you enough for being here. And Kayla is a very interesting and wonderful woman, very entrepreneurial, bought Revolution Power Yoga, okay, a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, about a year and a quarter.
Okay. And tell us who you bought from, because we've had her here on the chat box.
I was going to ask. So I actually bought Revolution Power Yoga from Julie Cadu.
Remember Julie?
Yes, absolutely. She does melt.
Right.
Yes.
No,
That's
that's a
Sophia.
different lady.
Sophia owns Vitality Collective
Right.
down in Eagle.
That's correct.
Yes.
This valley is full of so many amazing people, and I have to say, I'm a little biased, but women especially. There are some powerhouse, awesome women here.
I know. I think it's amazing. Julie wrote the book.
The book, Bipolar.
Bipolar. Yeah. So she's just an incredible woman, and she had Revolution for many years. And so listen, Kayla's turned it into a magnificent space where we can go and be our true selves. And there are many different classes that you can take there. Ecstatic dance is just one way to give yourself an outlet. I know you have lots of other things. You can go to revolutionpoweryoga.com. I was pretending I knew it.
You got it. revolutionpoweryoga.com.
That's perfect.
It's got all of our classes, our workshops, events. We've even got a retreat coming up in October. So yes, you can find out about our teachers and our styles and the schedule, pricing, everything's on there.
It's wonderful, and it's a great place to let yourself be yourself, get yourself fixed up a little bit, and feel so much better about life in general. What do you think?
Through the vibes of music. I love it. I think it's very interesting to have, like, you know, the non-speaking piece to it, because then it's what you want it to be. You know?
Right.
There's nobody breathing down your throat, making you uncomfortable. Like, it's really your own experience. And
Yes.
I think that's really cool to vibe through energy only.
You don't have anybody there trying to make small talk with you?
Right. Oh, yeah, right. Hey, so where'd you get your leggings? Those are really nice leggings.
Right. Or someone just, you know, coming
Yeah,
up behind
I'm here
you,
to fix
like,
my brain. What are you here to fix? Yeah, we actually can have a good time and feel good, and nobody's going to feel uncomfortable. Or
it does feel safe.
It's just a beautiful
space,
thing.
and
I
think that's
love that.
Beautiful.
So I wish we had Matt here to play us out a little bit so we could do an ecstatic dance, but we'll have to wait till the 20th.
You'll just have to come and experience his
Exactly.
live DJ set in studio.
No, we're going to do it. We'll be there April 20th, everybody. Revolution Power Yoga. Do something for your mental health, your emotional well-being. Take a dance class, ecstatic dance. Do something special, and we are going to show you somebody every week that can give you a different outlet to work on yourselves, and that's what we're here for.
Thank you, ladies.
Oh, we love you.
Really appreciate you creating this space.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is Kayla Weber, everybody, from Revolution Power Yoga. Make sure you get to ecstatic dance or anything else you want to do to make yourself feel amazing, because that's all we have is our one life to feel amazing and wonderful and get through all that we can, right?
Absolutely.
All right, from Jen, myself, Liz, and Kayla, thank you very much. We are the Chatbox Vail, coming to you from the TV8 studios in Avon, live on YouTube. We will see you on all of the other social media outlets very soon. Have a great weekend, everybody. May something magical happen for you.